single day. I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello and welcome to JustCompareCars.com. My name is James and today I'm going to be doing a walk around video of this 2017 Nissan Navara. It's 2.3 DCI, 190 brake horsepower Tekna, automatic gearbox. It's done just 86,000 miles and it's got full service history with 5 services in the book. Okay, so we've been doing these walk around videos for quite a while now and we find them to be very popular, mainly because it means you get to view the vehicle from the safety and comfort of your own home, but as if you were here today with me in person. As I go around the vehicle with you today, we'll look at all the panels individually, looking for any marks, scratches or dents. We'll have a look at the wheels and tyres, looking at the tread depths, looking under the arches. Then we'll have a look in the back, looking at the cover. Then we'll have a look inside the vehicle, looking at the seats and the functionality, looking at the carpets, the roof, etc. Looking at everything in there. I'll even tell you what it smells like inside as well. When we've done that, we'll pop the bonnet, have a look at the engine, and finally we'll have a look underneath at the underside of the engine, the chassis, and of course the spare wheel. Now, once you've watched the video, if you're happy with what you see and you'd like to buy it, a small deposit will secure it and we can pretty much deliver it anywhere in the world. Excuse me. If you're looking to finance a vehicle, we can go through an application with you which takes about 5 minutes. We will ask you for a deposit to cover the VAT because obviously it is a VAT applicable vehicle. In some instances we can look to get around that, but that will depend on you and your personal circumstances. It's worth mentioning that once you've watched your video, if you think I've missed something or if you'd like to see something in a little bit more detail, please just ask. There's nothing to hide. I'd rather show it you before you turn up and be potentially disappointed. As I say, there's nothing to hide at all. I'd rather show you absolutely everything that you need to see so that you can make an informed decision. Right, let's start with the bonnet and then we'll work our way around from there. Obviously it's done 86,000 miles. It's been on UK roads. It goes without saying, there's going to be a couple of little marks and whatever on it, so I will endeavour to try and show you absolutely everything. But I am only human, so please bear that in mind. You know, I can miss stuff. Right, so the bonnet is in nice clean condition. There's no obvious marks or dents. Everything looks really nice and clean. There are stone chips, no shocks. That's probably the biggest one there. There's a couple of little ones on the bonnet and there's a couple there as well, but other than that there's nothing really serious at all. And there's a little tiny mark just there as well. I can just feel that on my finger, so that actually might rub off. Driver's side headlight and front bumper. Again, there's a couple of little stone chips, but nothing serious at all. And hopefully you can see and appreciate that from the image. Again, passenger side headlights in nice clean condition. There's a couple of little stone chips like that. There's a couple just there, but it's nothing really. Tiny little rub mark just on the outer edge. That might touch in, to be fair. Passenger side front wing is in nice clean condition. There is a small mark that has been touched in at some point there. There's like a little rub mark there. That looks like it's just rubbed against the bush. That'll probably polish off, to be fair. Passenger side wing mirrors in nice clean condition. There's no damage. Mirrors intact. Windscreen. There is a little tiny chip there, but it's not impacting the driver's view, so that wouldn't have an impact on the MOT. But other than that, I can't see anything else. So over the pillars. So no nasty marks or dents on the pillars. Not sure why, but obviously we've been a commercial vehicle. You do sometimes see little dents on here where people have put things on the bars. There's nothing on there at the minute. Passenger side of the roof's in nice clean condition. There's no damage. So before I walk down the passenger side, I always like to have a look at this view, simply for the reason it shows you. I mean, if I'm looking at a vehicle and I'm going to look at buy, this is what I would do. I always look at this side simply for the fact that obviously I want to look at the alignments of the gaps, and as you can see there's nothing out of shape, but also more importantly you can see there's no mismatch of colour, so it's obviously never been painted, so it's not been in a crash or anything like that. Right, so down the passenger side, side steps in nice clean condition. You can see that the panels are nice and straight. There's no nasty marks or dents. Everything looks really nice and clean. all good. There is like again, just a tiny rub mark on that door there. I think that's probably just a little bit of muck, maybe. You can hope, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's tiny, but it is there. And there's a couple of very tiny little scratches, but again, nothing serious. A little rub mark just there. And this here, it looks like there's a mark on it. It's not what it is. That's like a piece of protective film that's on the vehicle, because obviously that's a point what stones will pop up and hit that, and that's just there to designed to obviously protect the paint. You can take that off and remove it and replace it, but frankly, what's the point? It's just going to do the same again later on. Rear quarter is in nice clean condition. There's a couple of little tiny marks, nothing serious at all. Looks like it's potentially had a canopy on it at some point. Those little marks there, they're like little rub marks, you know, from when a canopy sits on it. There is a little tiny bit of movement. Obviously someone's replaced it with that. They are a really good bit of kit, to be fair, as well. So, passenger side front wheel and tyre. The wheel's in great condition, as you can see. Nice and clean, no damage on it at all. It's a Pirelli Scorpion tyre, and they are basically new. There's not a sight of tread being used on that. There's got to be at least 9mm, I would have thought. Under the arch is nice and clean, there's no damage. Passenger side rear. Wheels in great condition, matching tyre. I'd say it's probably a little bit more tread on that one, if I'm anything. If not a little bit more, a little bit, about approximately the same. There's not a great deal in it. Under the arch, chassis is in great condition, as you can see. Everything's nice and clean. Passenger side tail lights in nice clean condition. There's no damage, there's no misting, there's no cracks. Everything looks good. Rear bumper is in nice clean condition. There's no damage or dents. Worth noting, no tow bar. Now these will tow 3.5 tonne quite happily. Obviously this one has lived its life as a car by the look of it. It's obviously not been a workhorse in that sense. So that's always nice to know. So tailgate is in nice clean condition. There's no nasty marks or dents. There's a little tiny mark there, but I can feel that maybe a little bit of muck on there or something. Road grime. Do see this quite a lot, obviously on this lock top pit here. People throw things in the back and it's just caught it a little bit. Seen it on 2020 vehicles with the same sort of damage, but you can replace this plastic trim if you're really bothered. And you can get those from Nissan, I think. So in the back, there's no liner, so opportunity to make it look really quite new if you put a liner in it. There are marks on it and rub marks on it, and as you can see, it's obviously not had a hard life. Let me lift this up. So obviously with that's open, it's a decent size opening, really nice and easy to get to your space. And actually, if I'm being really honest, these are probably one of the most securest types of back on a truck, because obviously it's a plate. It's obviously aluminium. It's the same as anything else, you know. If someone really wants to get into it, they'll get into it. But that, as it goes, is probably one of the most secure backs that you can put on a truck. Obviously you can't see inside it. It's a single piece of aluminium. It's nice and strong, and it's lockable, and it's a mountain top as well. One of the best mates you can get. Right, so driver's side tail lights in nice clean condition. There's no damage. Everything's nice and clean. There's no cracks, there's no misting. Everything looks good. You'll notice that the 2 fuel caps on these, that's because it's a ULEZ vehicle, or ultra low emission zone compliant, which is really important to a lot of people around the country now, because it means you can go into those clean air zones without having to pay an extortionate amount of money. I think in London you'll have to pay like a couple of pounds, over like 20 or 30 usually, so that's really good. Rear quarters in nice clean condition, as you can see. No nasty marks or damage. Everything looks really nice and clean. Again, there's a couple of little tiny rub marks, but in normal circumstances you wouldn't see them. Just obviously because I'm pointing them out. Very light rub mark. Again, it looks like it's rubbed against a bush or something. So driver's side. Again, there's no misalignment to gaps. Everything looks true, and also the paints are all a good match as well. So there's no like mismatch of paint. Obviously, it's had no accidents or anything like that, which is really good to see. Driver's side, rear wheel and tyre. The wheel's in good condition. There is a little bit of lift on the laser edge. Do see that quite a lot. It's not been curbed. It's just what they do after a bit of time. Matching tyre, matching tread depth, and everything's nice and clean under the arch. Around the rear of the window, again in nice clean condition. There's no damage. Everything looks really nice and clean. Again, evidence that it's had a canopy on it at some point. Nothing serious, just there. So again, you can see there's no damage. Driver's side of the roof is nice and clean. There's no damage again. So let's go down the driver's side. I like to show this view because then you can see that there's no ripples or damage in the panels, and everything looks really nice and clean. Side steps in good condition again. Everything looks all good. Being really critical on the side steps, it's the same as the other side. There's a little bit of paint that's just rubbed away. It's just part and parcel being used, obviously. Nice and clean. Can't see any damage at all on the driver's side. Driver's side wing mirror is nice and clean, there's no damage, and the mirror's intact. Driver's side front wing is in nice clean condition. That's just a leaf. Driver's side front wheel and tyre, wheel's in good condition, it's matching tyre, so it's a full set of Pirelli Scorpions all round. Matching tread depth. And it's nice and clean under the arches. So it's got a full set of Pirelli Scorpion Zeros, and they are like new. It's a really decent quality premium tyre as well. So, you know, it's always nice to know and see this, because you can see that it's been taken care of and used very carefully, which is nice to see. Obviously, on the whole, as you walk around the vehicle, you can see that it's in great condition. Now, obviously, I'm going to microscopic detail and showing you absolutely everything on it. But as you walk around with me like now and look at it, it just looks like it's in great condition, and those couple of little tiny marks on it just don't detract from it at all. Right, so let's have a look inside. It's also worth mentioning that it's keyless entry, keyless go, so as long as you've got your key fob in your pocket, you can press the button and that will lock it and unlock the vehicle for you. Driver's side door card, it's in nice clean condition, there's no damage. On the armrest, you can see evidence of someone maybe wearing a watch, where it's just obviously rubbed a little bit on there. It's nothing really, but I'm trying to show you absolutely everything. On the armrest, you've got your electric windows ×4, your window lock, door lock, electric folding mirrors, and then also your mirror control. Driver's seat. Bolsters really nice and firm, material's really nice and clean, and as you can see, it's in great condition. It is a fully electric seat. So it will go forwards, it will go backwards, you can bring it up, you can bring the nose up, backrest will go forwards and backwards. And then if you see this button here, you can press that, and then this part here will inflate to give you better support on your back. And that works, again, faultlessly. It's got the Navara overmats all round. It has got a little bit of heel wear, obviously just part and parcel of being an automatic. But they're in good condition. The carpets are all nice and clean as well, and that's throughout. Right, so dashboard is in nice clean condition. There's no nasty marks or dents. Everything looks really nice and clean. Passenger seat is in great condition. Being really honest, the bolsters feel like brand new. You do see this an awful lot, obviously. It's sorry about that. My camera said it was full. Okay, so yeah, passenger seat, bolsters feel like new. To be honest with you, you do see this an awful lot. you know, because of the VAT status of the vehicle, you can obviously claim your VAT or your fuel tax back and your tax as well. So you do find that these are used predominantly by company owners. They go to meetings and then go up and down the motorway or whatever, do the mileage in them, and no one really sits to them. And that's obviously why maybe what's happened here. At the passenger seat, don't get my words, at the passenger seat really does feel like new. The bolsters are so very firm and tight. Passenger side door card, again, you can see it's nice and clean. As I say, there's no nasty marks on the dashboard. Everything looks really nice and clean. The steering wheel's in nice clean condition. There's a little bit of fade just on the right hand side here, obviously where the sun's coming in and hit the steering wheel. It's just bleached a little bit. It's not bad though, it feels nice and comfortable. There's no stitching out of place. Everything looks all good. Right, so I started it up. There are 2 keys, and there's also 2 keys for the back as well. Starting it up is just a matter of putting your foot on the brake, pressing the stop start button. It does a preheat and it fires into action straight away, no problem at all. Right, so now I'm sure if you're looking at these you'll know, but automatic vehicles, Nissan will say that they do about 40 miles per gallon, and to be fair, we've seen more than that. It's going to depend on you and obviously how you drive and what you're actually going to be using it for. But yeah, 40 miles per gallon is really achievable, to be fair. So on the dashboard you can see there's no warning lights. Obviously the fuel's a bit low. I'm not wearing my seatbelt and the handbrake's on, but other than that there's nothing else. Oh, we've got, yeah, low fuel level. You can go through and you can see, obviously whoever's using it before, they were getting an average of 34.7 miles per gallon, which is not bad at all. So probably they've got a bit of a heavy right foot. That's just part and parcel. So, you know, it comes down to what you use it for. But 34.7 in a decent sized pickup truck with a 2.3 engine is not bad. Not bad at all. You got your map. Obviously the audio's off at the minute. You can see that the driving aids are working properly and there's no warnings. So yeah, steering wheel controls. Basically this part here is your cruise control. The lower part is voice commands, and also you can answer your phone and hang up from there. I've been told recently that you can press and hold that, go into your settings for your phone, and then you can set it to your personal assistant. So you've got Siri, for instance. Obviously the rules on mobile phones have changed recently, so even if you touch your phone you can get 6 points and a fine. So, you know, having this set up on your vehicle is always nice to know at the end of the day. This side basically, as you saw then, it controls the screen on there, but also your media center as well. So if we go on to radio, oh that's right, we have to turn the, so as you can hear, the radio works fine, there's no distortion, it sounds nice and clear. On the actual media center itself, obviously you've got DAB, you've got FM, AM, as you go through them, like that. Obviously DAB is pretty good, it is very good. Digital radio at the end of the day. It's got a pre-populated list for wherever you are. Obviously you've got nav with maps, works as you would expect. Also if you click on info, go into my applications, you've got Facebook, you've got Google, and you can put other things on there like views and whatever else. So that's good. You plug your phone in down here, and there's auxiliary as well. Dual zone climate control with air conditioning. So I might just try the air conditioning. Let's try it. Oh, I can tell you that that works. It's cold quite quickly, and it's getting colder as well. That beep just tell me that the washer fluid's low. It's not freezing, but it is getting colder actually. That works fine. I'll switch this off. Too cold for today. Excuse me. Switchable 4-wheel drive, your hill descents there, and also you can lock and unlock the vehicle from here. It's a 7-speed automatic gearbox as well. Heated seats in the front, let me try those. Roof lining is nice and clean. It's free from any damage. Everything looks really nice and clean. Seats in the back are again in nice clean condition. We'll have a bit of a close look in a few minutes time. But yeah, you know, you've got lots of different options. It's a nice decent sized screen. Good reversing camera obviously on these, with 360-degree view to the left and then your reverse image to the right. What I particularly like on this system is, I do like the 360, but it's a little bit gimmicky. What I particularly like is the fact that if you're in reverse and you click on camera again, it will give you the left-hand view. And obviously if you're on your own, you can't see down there. So that actually is really very helpful in my mind. But also what's quite good, if you click that camera button, you're going back into drive, it then gives you a forward-facing view. And obviously, you know, if you're going to park against a wall or something like that, you've not got parking sensors on the front. So at the end of the day, you know, it's as good as that. It means that you can park as close as you can without damaging your vehicle. So yeah, decent options as well. It's got armrest, nice and clean. There's no damage. There's a 12-volt socket in there. There is a 12-volt socket up above as well, presumably designed to put your phone up there or whatever. Heated seats do work, by the way. Switch them off. Can't think of anything else. Down by your right knee, that's where your fuel cap is. Stability control, your parking sensors, clock illumination, and also your trip resets there as well. Like I said before, you know, if you think I've missed something, just tell me and ask. It's not a problem. But everything works perfectly. Oh, it smells nice inside as well. It doesn't smell like it's been smoked in, so that's obviously good news. If you smoke, it doesn't matter, but obviously if you don't, some people don't like that. So yeah, it's nice to know. Right, switch that off. In the back, driver's side door card's in nice clean condition. There's a couple of little marks on that. Don't know how that's happened, but it is there. Mats in the rear, carpets are nice and clean, so one's going to get sacked. Yeah, everything looks good. Everything's nice and clean. You can lift these backs up, pin those back, and then under here is all your toolkit and everything else. Yeah, you can see it's in nice clean condition. There's no nasty damage or marks. Everything looks good on it. Tell you what, while we're here, let's pop the bonnet, which is just here. It's worth mentioning that, you know, if this one's not for you, we do specialise in pickup trucks. We've got lots on site, and we've always got new ones arriving on a daily basis. So please, if this one's not for you, check our website out. It's justcomparecars.com, and have a look at what else is available. So, passenger side door card. Everything's nice and clean. There's no damage. Everything looks good. There is a couple of little tiny marks on it. You know, sometimes when people sit there, you can get marks, or maybe they've stored something on the passenger seat. But yeah, everything's nice and clean. Nice carpets are in good condition, overmats are in good condition. And obviously that seat's in fantastic condition. It has got full service history. It is all on the images, but obviously everything's there. It's all stamped in the books, all up to date. So yeah, everything's good. Locking wheel nuts there as well. Passenger rear. And again, nice clean condition, there's no damage, everything looks good. Overmats are in good condition. Everything's good. Right, let's have a look under the bonnet. Oh, not popped it, I don't think. Oh, it has, yeah, it has. Right, so under the bonnet, everything's really clean, to be fair. As you can see, there's no oily residue around the turbo unit. Everything looks really nice and clean. Oh, it's got full service history, it's been looked after, it goes without saying. It's got a decent battery on it. Obviously this one's just outside of its manufacturer's warranty. I think 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, it's just outside of its manufacturer's warranty. So obviously it would have come with 5 years or 100,000 miles. So it's just outside the 5 years. So up until this point, you've got to remember, it's been serviced on the dot to make sure that the manufacturer's warranty is in place. And it really shows. You can see around the engine, there's no signs of any historic oil leaks. Everything looks just nice and clean. All the fluids are clean and to the correct levels. Yeah, everything's all good. Like I said before, I'm repeating myself, a bit of a parrot. I'd rather say it again and again. If I've missed something, if you want to see something in a bit more detail, please just ask. It's not a problem. Happy to show you absolutely anything. But I think the vehicle speaks for itself. It's in very, very good condition. It's got great service history that's all up to date. Right, let's have a look underneath. So again, underside of the engine, there's no signs of any historic oil leaks. The chassis is in great condition, as is the exhaust. And working along, that matches up. Rear diff's nice and clean and dry. There's no signs of any weeping or oil leaks. It's a steel full-size spare wheel with a brand new Continental tyre. Okay, so hopefully I've shown you everything that you would need to see if you were here today with me in person, and probably a little bit more. I realise I do go on a little bit, but I'd rather show you too much than not enough at the end of the day. So, like I mentioned before, if you think I missed something, you want to see something in a bit more detail, give us a shout. If you want to place a deposit, £200 deposit will secure it, takes it off sale. Also, it's worthwhile having a look on our Facebook site, because you will see pictures of this vehicle that you won't see anywhere else, especially if you like it. So, thanks for watching and sticking with me, really appreciate it. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye.